This is the LockpickingNewbie, and what I have for you today is the LPN-1 challenge lock. Just finished making it. I was able to pick it a couple of times, and we'll see if I can pick it on camera. So as you can see, it's engraved with its identification. I'm using the original key, which also has the engraving, LPN-1, and there's your bidding, 53152. Okay, so let's see if we can get into it. All right, using a pry bar in 50 thousandths and a Peterson #1 hook in 25 thousandths, and I'm coming from the left side of the keyway, which is pretty normal. All right, so 1 feels kind of springy. A little bit of mushy movement on 2. A little bit of click and core movement on 3. Small click on 4. We'll kind of leave it alone. We'll click on 5, see if we can get another one. Okay, come back to the beginning. 1 feels springy. 2 feels springy. We'll click on 3. 4 feels springy. And 5 is loose. Back to 1. A little bit of counter rotation and another click. A little bit of counter rotation, and that I don't think was good, so I'm going to let it back out. Oh, and 3's way out, so let's see if we can do one more click on 3. Nope. 4 is springy. Oh, and 5 is out. A little counter rotation on 5. Let's see if we can get, I think maybe it's 5. Okay, some movement and clicking and crunching and grinding. Oh, and we got it open. Okay. Very light tension, and I picked it pretty much the way I pick a like an American lock. So just go 1 click at a time and just see what shapes up. Okay. Now I'm going to lock this back up again. Okay. Now they say anybody can make a security system that he himself cannot get into, and frankly, I'm a little surprised about being able to get into this thing. That was the 3rd time I got into it since I built it. And before we get it, I'll just show, here's some of the pins I made just playing around. They're kind of ugly, both from a machining standpoint and a picking standpoint, I would say. And also not in focus. All right, but let's see what pins made it into the, oh, by the way, I did use the file and a drill method to machine these, and it's very generous calling it machining. This triangle file right here was the most productive tool, for whatever that's worth. Okay, now we'll get to gutting. Of course, in an earlier video, I gutted this when it had the unmodified pins in it, so you can look that up. Little actuator, just like normal. I need the key for this step. Oh, there it is. Duh. I'm kind of like having a, what is it after an adrenaline dump where you kind of like, I don't know what to call it. Coming down from the adrenaline dump. Okay. All right, guys, I don't know what you're going to think of this, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those are all modified pins. and I'll show you a close-up in a minute. I think except for number 1. I think I left number 1 alone. But what I did was I put bevels on them to try to induce oversetting. And at least for me, I think I made it be overset something like once. So I'm not sure that was all that successful. Okay, here's driver 1. These long springs, I have to get them out of the way. So normally people, when they gut, they kind of like leave the springs in. But they poke up so high, I gotta get them out of the way. I don't know, can you guys see in there? Just dump it. Four. And, let's get that spring out of there. Come on, spring. Coming the other way for 5. I just kind of bent that spring up, but that's no matter. Okay, and 5. So what I did was I put these extra grooves in here. And as you saw from the last video, I was trying for a specific profile. This profile with a bevel on one side and a sharp edge on the other. And, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men, I did not really get that. What it really turned into is more like sort of like Christmas trees. So there you have it. I'm calling that a challenge lock. I did not do anything in the Bible, and I did not do anything to the core. Maybe someday. But boy, that was fun, and I'm a little amazed at getting into it. Not that it really means that much. Okay. As always, thank you to everyone who participates in the channel by subscribing, viewing, and commenting. That's all I have for you today. This is the Lockpicking Newbie. Have a good day.